So you want to make a real difference in people's lives, do you? You see the incredible value of the National Disability Insurance Scheme, or the NDIS. You've got skills and passion like me when I first started, and you want to contribute. But when you look at actually becoming an NDIS provider, it seems like a whole tangled web, a mess of compliance, paperwork, and acronyms you can't understand. It feels impossible. So why should you even bother? Trust me, you're not alone in the feeling. I felt that way too. I'm Camille DG, the clinical nurse, disruptive entrepreneur, property developer, and unapologetic voice behind my new podcast, Speak It Real. And after helping hundreds of people in the trenches as a nurse, teaching others the exact blueprint and process, and spending over 4 years in my own disability business, my own NDIS biz, I've seen the complexity, and too many good and caring people let it stop them in their tracks. So that's why I made this video. It's not just another jargon-filled government doc or government video. It's your simple step-by-step roadmap. My promise is that by the end of this video, you'll have a clear understanding and actionable plan to becoming an NDIS provider without the overwhelm. So we're going to break it down in 6 manageable tasks. The first one, the foundational steps, the business basics. All right. Before we even think about the NDIS application, we've got to build a solid foundation. Think of these first 2 steps as the bedrock of your entire operation. Whether you're aiming to be a big organization and provide sales, or just do sole trader duties and sole trader work. So you have to define your niche. Now, it might sound like soft BS, but I promise you, it's the most important one. And your why, like why you want to do this, is it to provide better care than you've seen out there? Is it to serve a specific need in the community that isn't being met? Your why is your fuel, and that's what's going to get you through the inevitable days of paperwork and admin headaches. Next to your why is your what. What exactly will you offer? You can't be everything to everyone. I've tried this before. It doesn't work. The NDIS is vast. Will you focus on in-home personal care, community participation, therapeutic supports, home maintenance? You got to think about that. It's also worth knowing about the newer foundational supports that are being rolled out, which are designed to help people with disabilities who may or may not be NDIS participants. And being aware of the whole landscape, it helps you find your place in it. So defining your niche helps you focus your energy, your marketing, and your expertise. It makes you the go-to provider for a specific service, not a general provider who gets lost in the noise. Before you do anything else, write down your mission, your whys and whats, and the specific services you plan to provide. This clarity will guide every decision that you make. Step 2, the business essentials. Now, this is the practical stuff that you've got to know when running a business. As a provider, you're also running a business. You've got to treat it like one from day one. There are a few non-negotiables you must get sorted, like your ABN, your Australian business number. It's essential for any business in Australia, and you must have this for your NDIS application. You can register for one online. It's pretty straightforward. I used a company called Sleek before I got my fancy financial providers and accountants. Second, you got to register your business name. And even if you're a sole trader, you should consider having your own registered business name, and as it adds an extra layer of professionalism to your brand. And third, a dedicated bank account, business bank account. Don't mix your personal and business finances, guys. It's important to have a clean bookkeeping and tracking your income and expenses from the very get-go. It makes your life a million times better at tax time. Plus, with new framework effect like the one from October 2025, requiring claims to be made within the 2 years, clean and financial records are a non-negotiable. And finally, insurance. That's an important one. You'll need public liability and professional indemnity insurance, especially if you're a nurse or other allied health provider. This is not optional. It protects you and your business and your participants. The NDIS will ask for these certificates, and they've got to be current. So it's a must-have. So these are the 4 things to get sorted. Ready? ABN, business name, bank account, and insurance. And you've got a legitimate professional foundation to build on. Let's talk about the NDIS process. This is the core registration process. And with your business foundation solid, it's time to tackle the NDIS system itself. And this is where people usually get overwhelmed, but we're going to take a logical approach with it. Next is understanding the rules of the game. You wouldn't play a sport without knowing the rules, right, guys? And the NDIS is no different. The landscape is also tightening. It's got strong regulations and a higher workforce standard, and they're doing this to improve the quality and safety all across the board. So there are 3 key documents you need to get familiar with. You don't have to memorize them, but you need to know they exist, what they're there for, and where to find them. That was hard for me when I first started. One is the Code of Conduct. First is the Code of Conduct. This applies to everyone, registered or not. It sets out the expectations for providing services in a safe, respectful, and ethical way. And second are the NDIS practice standards. These are the specific quality and safety rules that registered providers must meet and be audited against. And they cover everything from risk management to participant rights and staff suitability, with competency benchmarks for the workforce getting more defined. The standards are your guide and, what good looks like, rather. Third is the NDIS pricing arrangements and price limits, and we call them the price guide. This document details the maximum prices that registered providers and unregistered providers can charge for, like the specific services, and it gets updated quite frequently. So make sure you always have the latest version. And it's usually on the NDIS website. You can find like a PDF of it and download it onto your computer, like what I do. Unregistered providers aren't really bound by these, but the registered providers have to stick to them. But it's best practice to stick to the prices anyway. Your task for this step is go to the NDIS Commission website and find them and do what I did and save them on your computer. Don't just skim, have a good awareness of it, read it, okay? Stew on it if you have to. The big question is to register or not to register. This is one of the biggest decisions you'll make. You can operate either as a registered or unregistered provider, and your choice is completely up to you. It changes your obligations and your opportunities though. So let's break it down. The registered providers are formally approved by the NDIS Quality and Safeguards Commission. And to get there, you have to pass a really rigorous audit to prove that you meet the practice standard. It's got a huge advantage though, because you can provide services to all NDIS participants, including those whose funding is managed by the NDIA. And this gives you enhanced credibility and is the only way you can offer certain high-risk supports like SDA, which is the housing, specialist disability accommodation. The downside is it's the cost and the effort of the audits and the ongoing compliance. These can be quite heavy in the pocket when you're first beginning as an NDIS provider. Unregistered providers, on the other hand, don't go through the formal NDIS audit process, and it means a lower barrier to entry, less paperwork, more flexibility, but, and it's only big but, is you can only work with self-managed and plan-managed participants. You can't serve NDIA managed participants, which is a huge chunk of the market. So how do you choose? If you're a sole trader planning on providing lower risk activities like gardening or cleaning to self or plan managed participants, you might want to stay unregistered. It's a good starting point. However, with the government introducing stronger regulations and pushing for higher standards, becoming a registered provider is probably more a future-proof path. If you want to build a bigger business, work with any participant, or offer more complex supports, especially if you're a nurse, you might want to get registered. Step 5 is the application and audit process, and that's for people that want to become a registered provider. So if you've decided to go the registered route, here's the game plan. It's a multi-stage process, but it's a straight line if you can follow it. You need a PRODA account. It's a provider digital access account. You can access this online. It's a secure online portal for government services, including the NDIS. It's a personal account tied to your identity, so you'll need a document like a passport, driver's license, Medicare card to set it all up. With your PRODA account, you can log into the NDIS Commission applications portal and start the online application. You have about 60 days to complete this. You'll fill in your business details, your contacts, your locations, your key personnel, and your registration groups, and the specific supports that you want to offer. As part of this, you'll do a self-assessment against the NDIS practice standards, explaining how your systems meet the requirements. Once you submit this, you'll get an initial scope of audit. This document tells you what kind of audit you need. It's either a verification audit for lower risk services. It's mostly a desktop audit of your documents and costs around $900 to $1,500. A certification audit is for the higher risk and more complex supports. This is a much deeper dive with site visits and interviews. Expect to pay anywhere between $3,000, $5,000, and sometimes even more for these audits, guys. And you've got to hire an approved quality auditor from the list on the Commission's website. They'll do their assessment and send a report to the Commission, who makes the final call on your registration. This is tedious and takes forever, guys. You can expect between 12 to 18 months before you get registered. Let's talk about Section 3, your first client, and the service agreement, which is what I always do during my coaching. I always teach people about this. So whether you're registered or not, the moment you have a client, you need a service agreement. This is the contract between you and the participant. It's a vital tool and a vital document that sets the clear expectations and protecting everyone involved. It's a written agreement, but isn't mandatory for every single support type. It's highly recommended by the NDIS though, and it's an absolute requirement for some. And it needs to be plain, simple English and a document that the participant can actually easily understand. Your service agreement should clearly spell out the supports you'll be providing, the cost of those supports, and if you're registered, reference the NDIS price guide. I do that even when I was unregistered. When and where the supports will be delivered, the responsibilities of both you and the participant, and how long the agreement lasts, and how to change or end it. Your policies for things like cancellations, and how you handle feedback and complaints. That's an important one as well. A great service agreement is the foundation of a professional and trusting relationship. It prevents the misunderstandings and makes sure everyone's on the same page from day one. Take a breather. That was pretty long, right? So let's recap this roadmap. Number 1, get clear on your purpose and your niche. Number 2, set up your business essentials like your ABN, your name, bank account, insurance. Step 3, learn the rules of the game, the code of conduct, practice standards, and the pricing guide, right? Remember, on the website. Step 4, make that crucial call, registered or unregistered. If registering, work through the application and audit process step by step off of the website. Make sure you do your product. For every client, create a rock solid service agreement. You know that the NDIS can feel like a mountain and it seems impossible to climb, but it's just a series of logical steps. When you break it down like this, that overwhelming mountain turns into a manageable staircase, guys. Remember your why. Your desire to make a difference is the most valuable asset that you have. The NDIS needs passionate, ethical, and high-quality providers just like you. Now, I know that was really a lot to take in. To help you out, I've put together a detailed checklist that covers everything we've talked about. You can download it for free. Just comment in the comments section and I can send you, as it will be a great resource as you tick off and go. And if you have questions about any specific situation or want hands-on help with your application, comment me and I will answer your question. And if you're needing a one-on-one consultation, contact me via my AI phone. Ask my AI to book a call and give it all the details. Give it all your details and I'll be in touch then. The links and contact number will be in the description. Thanks for watching. You can do this. Go on and take that first step today if that's what you really want. See ya.